Hey, Mario Rodriguez here, and you're watching Mark's Out Wrestling Aftershock Reviews. We talk about all kinds of cool wrestling events, not just WWE, because yes, it's still real to me. And yesterday was a very awesome day for wrestling for me, and it makes me real happy that I moved on past just WWE wrestling, because if you want to be a real wrestling fan, and not just a fan of sports entertainment is what it's called now, right? Sports entertainment. You have to really broaden your horizons past WWE. You have to open your eyes and open your mind past WWE. So yesterday, I got a double dose with Rise of the Knockouts 9, which is, I think, a cross-promotion between the girls of Impact Wrestling, because they're called Knockouts, they're not called Divas or whatever, and the girls of Rise Wrestling. I've never heard of Rise before, I believe. And also got to see Ring of Honor. I finally got to see Cody in the ring, but I'll get onto that in a bit. But Rise of the Knockouts was actually a Twitch live stream from the Impact Wrestling. Like, they got their own Twitch channel. You can, of course, subscribe to that to show some support, or subscribe to their, I guess it's called Global Wrestling Network, which I just found out that it does include the pay-per-views, like the network. And I think it costs like $7.99 or something. So it's like a couple of bucks less than the $10 WWE Network, you know. I'll consider it. I'm not in a big rush. I'll consider it. But I did enjoy Rise of the Knockouts. And, what can I say? I wanted to watch it because I heard Tessa Blanchard was going to be there. I'm a big fan of Tessa, kind of, sort of. I follow her on Instagram. I kind of discovered her by accident because it seems that like almost all the WWE people, like the New Day and Paige and Becky Lynch, all of them seem to be fans or friends with Tessa Blanchard. So, yeah, why not? I followed her. She looks cool. I've seen her wrestle here and there on some very, very small indie shows, but this looks kind of cool. I want to see her wrestle now. And also, Saraya Knight, Paige's mom, was going to be there. And, yeah, I know she's like a big, I guess a classic. I guess she's very well known, all that kind of stuff. But I have personally never seen her in the ring. I honestly don't know if Saraya has ever been in any kind of WWE-related thing or WCW or whatever. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I know she's like big and famous and whatever. So I want to see her wrestle. It's kind of cool. And yeah, it's a cool event. I took some notes. And what can I say? The beginning was the biggest disappointment, so to speak. It was supposed to start at 8:30 Eastern Time. And for the first 17 to 27 minutes, all we saw was a black screen. And of course, everybody in Twitch was arguing. And, you know, it was all this stuff. They were all talking about whether WWE is better or worse, or Impact is better or worse, or if Tessa Blanchard is hot or not, which, by the way, yes, she is hot, and stuff like that. And they're arguing about the screen. I like the ones that are arguing about what a ripoff, I want my money back, even though you're watching it for free on Twitch. But, yeah, it was like a black screen. We were confused because the event was supposed to start at 8:30 at night Eastern Time. And I was like, well, maybe it's like 9:30 for me or something. I don't know. Maybe it's wrong. But other sources of social media were saying, like, we're streaming live, but we're looking at a black screen live. And the first match was Tessa Blanchard against some girl. Her last name was Wolf. I do apologize not knowing all these. These are all new people coming at me that I don't know. So Tessa Blanchard was first. We didn't see the match. As far as I know, she won. But everybody was so mad. Everybody was like, oh, man, she's like the whole reason why I didn't watch the thing in the first place. What a ripoff. And yeah, honestly, I was disappointed too. But I wanted to watch the rest, at least for Saraya Knight, you know. But, yeah, I was disappointed too. But what my understanding, Tessa did win. And the next match, we only saw half of it. Because by the time this black screen finally started working and finally started streaming, it was like the ending part of another match against Kikyo versus Madison Rayne. So it was kind of a slow match, and that's how that went. So everybody was kind of like, whatever. We weren't really paying attention. We were still mad and arguing that we missed the Tessa Blanchard match, and we were mad that we were like missing most of this match too. And interesting though, they were giving shout-outs. If you like subscribe or gave tips or whatever, they would like give shout-outs. But the next match was Kimber Lee versus Jaza McKenzie, and what can I say? It's an interesting match. Kimber Lee's been wrestling for a long time. I've like heard of her on and off, but I haven't seen her wrestle until now. But yeah, they got a couple of cool moves. The stuff I remember the most was that I think it was Kimber Lee that did it first. Kimber actually grabbed Sasha and forced her in a split position, which of course is painful. We're not ready for that. And then she forced Kimber Lee in another split position, and they were both in splits, they were both in pain, and they were both still punching the fuck out of each other, which is kind of cool because sometimes they actually do punch. It's not always that weird force open hand or weird elbow, whatever the fuck they always do in wrestling. That's not a real punch or whatever. And Sasha was wearing a dress, and Kimberly grabbed the dress for the roll-up pin. But that was the thing. There were like 2 roll-up pins in a row, and everybody was like, really? Another roll-up pin? And we were thinking like, wow, did Tessa also win her match with another roll-up pin? I don't know. And then shit got real. When Saraya Knight showed up, shit got real. Her match was against Su Yung, and Su Yung is, I think, the, what do you call her? The Bloody Undead Bride. So she looks like, almost like a Chinese vampire, you know, mixed with Carrie, mixed with the girl from The Grudge in the ring and all that, and the wedding dress and all bloody and stuff. And she has similar creepy undead, like, entourage following her, all these, I guess, bridesmaids and everything. And it was, how should I, well, she's a champion. I forgot what the exact title was because I'm very, very bad at writing notes. But basically speaking, it was a title match for, I guess, the Rise title or something. Sorry, not sorry, I guess. I was distracted by the events because the match was crazy. It was pinfalls count anywhere match. You could be pinned anywhere in the ring. But Saraya Knight was just insane, man. And yeah, Saraya Knight does look kind of like an older version, like a more adult version of Paige. That's interesting. But first of all, Saraya just ran in there and just cleaned house. Just got rid of all the bridesmaids because you know they were gonna cheat, right? She got rid of all the interference and all that crap. And yeah, she started attacking Su Yung. She got her out of the ring. She fucking threw a chair at her face. She didn't swing it. She fucking threw a chair at her face. I'm like, shit. And then like all these people are sitting in all these fold-up chairs. It was like a small event. It wasn't like the like you know the bigger promotions. They got these big, I guess, booths or whatever people sit. It was just regular people sitting on regular folded-up chairs. So the action went to them. Like people had to literally like stand up and get out of the way because the girls were throwing each other on there and beating the crap out of each other. Well, mostly was Saraya. Saraya beating the crap out of Su Yung with chairs and grabbing random shit. She was throwing like you know cans and bottled waters that were full, by the way, at the back of Su Young's head and like slamming her face first on the mats, like outside. Yeah, that's the thing, outside of the ring. They didn't have any protective padding, so holy fucking crap. They were slamming each other against like just the hard floor. And it was weird. The building was like a school or a YMCA or something. They had basketball hoops, they had basketball equipment in the area. It was like a basketball place that was kind of cleared out, you know, for the wrestling ring for one night or whatever. And so you got to see all the sports equipment in the background as they're dragging her, as Saraya's dragging Su Yung around. There was like a big cleaning machine. She basically bashed her face against the cleaning machine. And of course, the part that really made like time stand still was she grabbed Su Yung and she grabbed like, you know, those ropes you use in gym to climb up and stuff. She grabbed Su Yung, she grabbed rope and wrapped it around her neck. And she started climbing up to the top of, I guess, some storage area, but it's pretty high up. And she was dragging Su Yung up with her and strangling her with the rope. And I was like, the fuck? And it was like Saraya Knight was gonna fucking hang her. He was gonna fucking hang her ass. And he was like wrapping around her and choking her violently and all that shit. And the whole time I could not, like, that's why I didn't know what title it was. Because I was just, my eyes were glued to the screen. I was like, what the fuck? It was like scary as shit because it looked like they broke the script. It didn't look like wrestling. And so you just flip the, I guess, Twitch channels and just see this. You're like, the fuck is going on here, you know? And I forgot how they did it because somehow Saraya did throw off Su Yung, but it was in a way that it didn't really grab her neck all the way. And of course, there were people down there waiting to catch her and stuff, but like, that could have been botched in so many ways, man. They really could have hung her. I guess they're professionals or whatever, but like, it could have been botched so badly, and we could have seen Saraya Knight, Paige's mom, fucking hanging someone on live stream, like for real, kayfabe hanging someone, you know? And I'm like, holy shit, that was just, I had no words. Everybody was like, holy shit. And like, in my opinion, I mean, that was extreme. I missed a lot of the WWE Extreme era and Attitude era and whatever, the Attitude Aggressive era, whatever, but that was pretty intense. And so Saraya Knight came down, and of course by now, somewhere during the match, Su Yung was already bleeding and stuff. So when she came down to keep attacking her, suddenly Su Yung Su Yung spat blood, or so they said mist. For me, it looked like blood, but she spat mist all over Saraya's face, and of course she couldn't see. So Su Yung knocked her down, and once again another roll-up pin. And I'm like, everybody was joking about more roll-up pins, but it was kind of weird because it just ended so abruptly. Like the whole thing was the whole event was about the, hanging. That when that ended, it was like, bam, you're going down. Bam, I pinned you. 1, 2, 3, the end, and that was it. And Su Yung is still champion, and all of her creepy undead bridesmaids followed her out and everything. But that just like shocked me. I was like, holy shit, I've never seen anything like that in wrestling. And I know it's probably old hat for many people, but I've never seen it to that extreme. I've never seen attempted hangings on wrestling. Wow. Paige's mom is crazy, yo. And then we had the Guardians of Rise title match. It was a match between 4 different tag teams. So of course there's tons of women I've never seen before. And it was like an elimination type thing where each wrestler, each tag team can, well, basically, first of all, you could tag anyone. You could tag anyone you want, even though they're not your partner, but you have to kind of pin them, and once one tag team's been eliminated, it moves on to the next one, and so forth. So it's kind of interesting, and it was like a big sea of people I didn't notice, recognize. So I was really getting lost over the shuffle. The only ones that did kind of stand out were the ones with Rosemary, the Paradise Lost, which was Ravens, Ash, and Dust. They stood out because they were more like the dark women. Everyone else was kind of sort of similar. So the people involved were Blue Nation. I think it was called Team Blue Nation. Was Jessica Troy. I believe she was wearing what do you call it? Like a Pikachu top. She was wearing a Pikachu top. So everybody was talking. They kept calling her the Pikachu girl. And Charlie Evans was her partner. Then of course Paradise Lost was Ravens, Ash, Dust. And of course, Rosemary was their manager. That's why I wore the Rosemary shirt. And then we had the Wiley Smileys, okay, which was Stylie Ray and Miranda Alizé. And then Fire and Nice, which was Britt Baker and Chelsea Green. So, yeah, like I said, all the girls kind of blended in, at least to me. I don't know them that well. For me, the only ones that stood out were the darker ones. Ravens Ash was a big girl. She was like a big dominant girl. It was weird because she was like the fine line. Like she's not as big as Nia Jax, but she's bigger than your normal girl. I guess she's thick, like you guys say, but she was like imposing. She was like dominant. And what's her name? Jessica Troy was very good at making all these little, I guess, cutesy faces or why me faces. Like she would try to grab Raven and try to throw her, but she was just too big. It was like trying to like body slam a Juggernaut or something, and she keeps making faces like, holy shit, what do I do now? Like it was all on her face. She was very good at making those, like, I guess, Wile E. Coyote, why me faces. And yeah, it's a pretty good match. Raven was really dominating everybody. There was a bit of surprises here and there. Lots of high-flying action. That was a very noticeable thing where at first Jessica Troy was climbing on top of the rope to jump off and attack, whoever, but she accidentally attacked her own friend. I'm sorry, I'm not good with the names here. Charlie Evans. So she accidentally attacked Charlie Evans, so of course it's like, oh my god, are you okay? That kind of shit. But while people are recovering from that she attacked her partner by mistake, the big surprise was that Chelsea Green attacked Britt Baker. Attacked Britt Baker. She like fucking kicked her down and took her down, but it was on purpose. It was maliciously. She took her down, then she was all kind of like, what? And then she just walked off, and people were saying that Chelsea Green may or may not be coming to NXT soon. There's rumors she might be at NXT or some other federation, so I guess we'll see if she does that or not. But that was her parting. That was her leaving the company maybe. And of course when she does that, that also eliminates their team. And as the team kept going, I'm not 100% sure, but I think at the end, I think the Whitey Smileys got eliminated. And I think the end was between Paradise Lost and the Blue Nation and everything. And in the end, yeah, the Paradise Lost won. They became the first ever Guardians of Rise Tag Team Champions. And that was fucking awesome. I loved the match. It's just, I can't, remember all these different people's names and stuff, but they had lots of good moves, lots of good action. That was a more faster-paced match. The other matches were kind of slow, but this one was a fast-paced, in-your-face match. You know, people like, you know what they say, bodies flying everywhere. It was pretty cool, and I was very impressed by Raven in particular. Dust is kind of cool too. Dust is kind of cool, and I forgot it was probably Dust. I think she had the long red hair. There were jokes because one of them had like a long red hair, and from like I guess when she's attacking from behind, like she kind of sort of looked like Eva Marie. And people were joking like, is that Eva Marie? And it's like, hell no, she can't wrestle like that because Dust had the moves. She had the good wrestling moves and techniques that Eva Marie wished she had. And the next match, the final match was the big one here, was the Iron Woman match, 30-minute match. And of course, the way that works is that you have to survive the whole 30 minutes, and whoever scores the most pins wins. And it was for the Phoenix Uprise title. And Mercedes Martinez was supposed to fight someone. I think her name was Delilah Doom and some other person, but they both got injured. They both got, like, I guess their ankles broken, which even the commentators were making jokes about, like, or at least mentioning that what a coincidence that they both got the exact same injury, you know? So Martinez had no one to challenge. She was just there to do her promo and insult everyone and say who dares to come out. Whoever wants to come out, step up, or you know what, save your time and just give me the fucking title, whatever. And none other than Tessa Blanchard came in to challenge her, and we were like, holy shit. And keep in mind, she wrestled before, even though we didn't see it. And it was funny, there was a comment, you know, about the whole tree in the forest and no one's there. It's like, if Tessa wrestled Wolf, but it was just the black screen, did it really count as Tessa wrestling Wolf, you know? But, yeah, the match was on. The match was on. And Tessa started out strong. She was pumped. She was like the Ultimate Warrior. She was like pumped. She was like attacking her and throwing her and body slamming her and being all like, come on, come on, come on. She was like pumped up and crazy. It was intense to watch that. But of course, eventually Martinez got the drop on her, started attacking her, started like throwing her out the ring and like kicking her face and whatever. And it was like, what can I say? Tessa's got some intense, like painful screams. Some people like whatever, but her screams are like, damn, like she's a good seller. And I think, again, like I said before, there's no padding outside. I think Tessa got fucking body slammed outside, and she got thrown up against the rails and everything. She could really sell that, man. Like, I believe the pain when she's up against the rails. And she got thrown down, and she was like in bad shape. She could barely move. She was going to probably lose by countouts. And I was like, holy shit, Tessa, get up, and all that shit. But Tessa was in bad shape. I think Martinez dragged her back into the ring and pinned her. And that was the first pinfall. And that was kind of bad. That was like minutes were already kind of running. The minutes were kind of already running out and everything. It was already like past the 15-minute mark. And Martinez had the first pin. So Tessa had to really like you know, pull it in, pull strength from somewhere. But the thing is, she was so beaten that now it was Martinez's turn to just beat the crap out of her and slam her and throw her and stuff like that. But I don't know exactly what move happened. I think I kind of want to say that Tessa grabbed her in a cross space and Martinez actually tapped out. And that's what was the second pin. My memory's really kind of jumbled up by now with all this wrestling and stuff. But I think she got a pin like that. But the thing is, the time was running out, and they really had to break the tie. And yeah, at those last couple of minutes, they were saying like 2 minutes left, you know, 1 minute left and everything. And in the end, Tessa grabbed her in what I think she'd call it the Magnum, which is kind of like I don't know, it's kind of like a reverse spinning move that slammed her down and everything. And it looked kind of cool. I was like, holy shit. And that's the thing, they don't really show instant replays here, because I guess it's all live. There's no real slowdown. But I want to see a replay of that. But Tessa got her. Tessa pinned her literally with seconds to spare. And that was like the fucking fight of her life, keeping in mind that she did already wrestle before, like earlier in the night. But that was like so intense. And Tessa Blanchard is the new Phoenix of Rise champion. And I, for one, cannot wait for Rise of the Knockouts 10. Like, I want to watch that. I subscribe to that to follow them, so I get notifications. Like, whenever there's a new one, I'm going to fucking watch that shit, because that's cool. I like it. I like the Rise of the Knockouts. And if you get stuff like this, like how Chelsea Green is going to move on to NXT and stuff like that, we're basically watching the future. We're watching future people build up and become badass. And hopefully we can see Delilah Doom and Wolf that we missed out on, and maybe we could see more of Kikyo, more of the other people as they fight it out. And of course, Tessa being champion, she's got to defend her title. I can't wait to see her defend her title. That's going to be fucking awesome. So yes, I did enjoy it. What can I say? We missed the first match. The other matches were kind of slow, but the Saraya match just made everything, like, time stop, and we were just watching almost in fascination and horror to see this attempted hanging. Then, of course, the tag team match was everything just speeded up. Everything was wild and crazy. And, of course, Tessa Blanchard, she really ran through the gauntlet to survive the Iron Woman match. So, that was a good show, man. I loved it. So, on top of that, later that day at 1 or so in the morning, which is kind of weird because Saturday Night Live was lasting a bit longer than usual. And I'm like, yo, come on, Ring of Honor, what the fuck? It's past, it was like 1:15 or so when Ring of Honor started. I don't know if it's a common thing or not, but it's kind of like a weird coincidence, but to kind of continue the trend of female wrestling, the first match was a Women's of Honor title match, and the current champion is Sumi Sakai with her buddy Stella Gray, and she came in to defend it against Riley Shepard and her buddy Gabby Ortiz. And no, actually it was a tag team match, I think. Yeah, it was a tag team match. The title's not on the line. It was just a tag team match, but Sumi Sakai was still the champion. And yeah, it was a decent match. I think, I don't know, it was a bit slow paced. It was kind of, for me, hard to get into it because I was so blown away from the knockouts. They were only like a couple hours apart. But yeah, it was still a decent match. What I did like was the finisher though. Sakai had this move where she like jumped off the rope and grabbed, I think it was Shepard. Yeah, she grabbed Shepard and spun her and just made her drop face first. And I was like, damn, holy shit. And yeah, she won. It was pretty awesome. And let me see here. Then we had this other match, this painful match, where Bully Ray, which of course used to be in TNA as Brother Ray, and of course in WWE as Bubba Ray Dudley, now he's as Bully Ray here, is attacking a guy named Cheeseburger that actually walks around with a fucking plastic cheeseburger. And well, at first the match looks like it wasn't even going to start because as Cheeseburger came down, Bully Ray got from behind and knocked him down and just put him in the ring. And like, I lost track where he got that chain from. He had a fucking chain. And that was a fucking thick chain too, man. That was the kind of chain you used to tie to a truck or something. Not a chain like for a dog or something. And he fucking whipped Cheeseburger with that chain. And that's gotta be fucking painful. Like, I know these guys get hit by steel chairs. The steel chairs could still be made of, you know, some material that doesn't hurt that much. And the kendo sticks are wood. I mean, I wouldn't say that it's fun to be hit by a kendo stick. But it's gotta fucking hurt to get hit by a fucking thick-ass chain, man. I could barely watch. I was like, oh, damn. And he, you know, beat him once or twice. And I thought that the match was actually gonna, like, well, it wasn't even a match. The bell didn't even ring. I thought they were gonna just end it and separate. But no. After commercial, he was still beating him up and hitting with the chain and shit like that. And he did some weird thing. I'm trying to remember here. Yeah, you know what? Bully Ray actually hit the fucking referee with the fucking chain. And it was like this little chubby guy and bashed his back with the chain. I'm like, fucking shit, man. Like, damn, don't pay me enough for this kind of abuse, you know? And I'm trying to remember this thing that he did. He did something. He got the name. He got Cheeseburger upside down in the ropes, and he started stomping on his balls. I'm like, what the fucking hell am I watching? It's so insane. He stomped him on his balls. But anyways, Colt Cabana, who I guess used to be a wrestler, now he's a commentator, he had to like interfere, and he attacked Bully Ray, and Cheeseburger kind of got like a second wind, and oh god, he like, Colt Cabana grabbed Bully Ray on his back and spread his legs and stuff, and Cheeseburger climbed up the top rope with a fucking cheese grater in his hand and fucking jumped and slammed that cheese grater on Bully Ray's balls. And again, the fuck am I watching? But unfortunately, despite, like, you know, Cheeseburger getting a second win and people starting to cheer him up, yeah, you can do this and all that stuff, and I guess Cheeseburger was getting pumped up. He, like, dashed at him. I guess that was his finisher. I don't know. He dashed at him, but Bully Ray still hit him with a boot to the face. cheeseburgers down. Bully Ray got the 1, 2, 3, and you know everyone booed the fuck out of him as he left. But that was such a weird, violent, hardcore match with chains and balls being stomped and grated and just wow, dude. Ring of Honor is intense too, you know. Alright guys, so anyways, the last match was Cody. I can finally see Cody, the American Nightmare, in the ring against this legend named Titan. They're going to wrestle it out, and what can I say? Lots of heel shenanigans. Cody, I guess, American Nightmare is like the ultimate heel, super full of himself. He has his ring. He has his wife, Brandy Rhodes, with him. He's got a guy with a bear mask and a suit. It's called Business Bear. I don't know why, but you know, wrestling gotta be wrestling. And yeah, they fight it out. Cody and Titan were, I guess, showing off. They were showing off who could do the best push-ups and the best like feats of strength or whatever. But once the match actually started, there were lots of heel shenanigans. Brandy would distract Titan so Cody can hit him, or whenever Cody was gonna lose, this guy, Business Bear, would grab him by the legs and pull him out and stuff to break up the pin. And, oh god, there was this moment where Titan had enough, and Titan, like, ripped off Business Bear's head, and it was in such an angle where you couldn't see the real guy's head. It was real covered up, and fucking Brandy Rhodes was screaming, like if he really did tear off, like, a guy's head, she was grabbing the bear head and screaming her head off, like if this was, like, a real anthropomorphic bear that got fucking decapitated. It was just so ridiculous. The whole thing was so fucking ridiculous, you know? And in the end, Cody actually janked off Titan's mask, and of course, you know, for all luchadors, for Mexicans and stuff, it's a big deal with the mask to really, like, stay in kayfabe the whole time and never show your face. So, Titan had to cover his face, and he was, like, defenseless, so Cody grabbed him, pinned him, 1, 2, 3, which is ironic, another roll-up pin. It's like the night of roll-up pins, honestly. And, yeah, that was it. It was a very short match. And I guess I can blame Saturday Night Live because they went, like, in over 15 minutes. So they had to, like, I guess really cut it short or something. But, I mean, I don't know. I guess I got kind of a taste of Cody Rhodes. I mean, he had a couple of good moves. He looked cool in the ring. But since it was, like, too many heel shenanigans and the match was, like, really, like, rushed for time, I didn't really get to see too much of his skill. I got to see Business Bear's skill. Does that count? You know, but, yeah. I got to see Cody in action. I mean, he looks cool, though. He's got, like, the stature. He looks like a cool dude. He looks like the ultimate heel. He looks like champion material, love him or hate him. And he looks way better here and way more respect than being, like, not even a secondary character. He was not even a secondary character. He was like a third or fourth or even a fifth tier character. He was like a fucking glorified jobber in WWE as Stardust. So to see him here being like top heel, you know, quality, it is kind of cool. But yeah. So anyways, guys, that was my big night of wrestling here. I don't really have any particular news on any other events. I just know, well, of course, Bray Wyatt got in a car accident and he's trying to recover. He may be, like, out of Extreme Rules. We'll see what happens. Of course, people are still mad at Brock Lesnar because he showed up at UFC to accept the Hall of Fame or whatever, but people are pissed off because he's not showing up in WWE proper. And, of course, there's rumors he's not going to be, I don't know, he may not even be at SummerSlam, and that's going to be, like, a big thing. He's not, wait, SummerSlam passed? Did SummerSlam pass? My God, my mind is so lost. No, we had Money in the Bank. Now we got Extreme Rules. We got SummerSlam coming up, but there are very, like, bad rumors that Brock Lesnar may not show up at SummerSlam to drag it out even further, like, you know, all this time that he's not showing up, not defending his title. He's been a champion for almost like over a year or so, but without fucking even being there. So people are, of course, very, very pissed. But, yeah, I think that's the only, like, side stuff I could mention. Another thing I did want to bring up was kind of funny was Alexa Bliss finally spoke out. If you remember the incident with the random kid slapping her on the butt in one of those events and stuff, she just fucking laughed it off. She thought that the Nia Jax did it, but she didn't, of course, and she just laughed it off. So that's, like, all the other random wrestling news I have for now. And also the weird fact that Vince McMahon, for whatever reason, mandated the commentators to not mention Vader during the show. So between Vince doing that, like not really showing much respect for Vader's memory, and the shenanigans with Brock Lesnar, I mean, he's not really well liked right now, you know. So anyways, guys, Mark Rodriguez here. We'll see what else happens. We'll see what else happens in World Wrestling and Ring of Honor, with Impact Wrestling, with of course WWE and any other things. As usual, I'll be trying to cover the best I can. I'll be talking about Extreme Rules and any other interesting events that happen around that time frame. So stay tuned for that one. This is Mark Rodriguez for Mark's Out Wrestling Aftershock Reviews, where it's still real to me.